Now that we have defined who the enemy is, the goons that chose to enlist in the police forces of a hostile government, the goons that choose to remain enlisted in the police forces of a hostile government, the goons that choose to remain enlisted in an organized force that is on a mission to intimidate the human race into obeying a multitude of blatantly unjust laws, an organized force that is essentially at war against the human race. And we have to find who the enemy is. And of course, there are people who are sympathizers with the enemy as well, but they are not really the enemy. You've got to look over the chessboard for opportunities. First of all, every possible legal move that can be made. Remember, while slaves were being emancipated in Virginia by using bullets, slaves were being emancipated in Maryland by using ballots. You've got to look over every possible legal move. I told my son, if he chooses to become a cop, he's no son of mine. I'll disown him. And you can do the same thing. But you need to tell legislators that this is going on because if they don't know about it, it's not a deterrent. It won't deter them from maliciously voting wrong. They don't even understand. A lot of politicians really are so far gone. They figure if they simply vomit forth all their absurd excuses for violating your rights, that you will be okay with it. That's how far gone they are. Now, when the opportunities arise, for example, you don't have to join the National Guard. You can tell legislators, the state representative or assembly member or delegate elected where you live, and the state senator. In Nebraska, it's only the senators in the unicameral legislature. And the United States representative and both United States senators from your state, you can tell them that you have resolved that you will never render aid to an enemy officer in distress. You will let them suffer the consequences of having enlisted in the police forces of a hostile government. And you can also uh, tell them that you are not going to join the National Guard. Why should you sign up to protect the lives and property of a bunch of no good potholes who won't even vote to protect your right to liberty? Now, after Hurricane Katrina in 2005 badly hit the Gulf Coast, New Orleans was hit very hard. Hundreds of people perished waiting for the National Guard to rescue them. And it might have helped if a lot of the National Guard members were not in Iraq fighting a war for oil so that Vice President Cheney's friends at Halliburton could make money off the oil. But remember, why should they sign up to protect your life and your property if you won't even vote to protect their right to liberty? Why should anyone want to aid or abet the hostile government by joining any of its military or police forces? You've got to make that clear to them so that they understand, because a lot of them really are so far gone, they never imagined themselves as being the enemy. And got to impress upon them it's not worth it if they get that warm feeling they get by protecting you, but you will spend the rest of your life like a merciless chess player looking for every possible opportunity to make them wish they hadn't.